to the desktop discussion, where we're going to get it in just to talk about what you need, what you want, what you like, and what makes a difference to you. And before we actually get started, I want to share some upcoming things that may be of interest to you so that you can be informed and you'll have a better idea of what we've been doing and what we have going on, because there actually is quite a bit, quite a bit that we're thinking about. As you may know, on Thursdays, which is a day like today, right, we have an event called Desktop Discussions. And with Desktop Discussions, this is an opportunity for you to talk to different professionals from different genres to find out how they did it. How did they go from zero to hero, so to speak? And we invite you every Thursday to check out Desktop Discussions, where you can get the tea, as they call it, for yourself. And I advise you again, take notes, because you never know. Someone may be in a similar position as you. Someone may be living a lifestyle similar to your own. And if they are, you can relate and you can benefit from what they've done. So never take it for granted what someone else has gone through, because there's a lesson in it. If you open your mind, there's always a lesson in this thing called life. Also, we have another set of events coming up. I know I'll be on the road soon. I'll be going to Cleveland for the Tell Your Story, Live. No, not Tell Your Story. I'm not doing that one. I'm going to be doing my Radiate the Brain talk series and training series. So I'll be doing both Radiate the Brain and Change the Game, as well as What's So Hard About Being You. And I look forward to it, because these books are from the series that I've written. And I like to really bring it home, because I know that these two topics can really make a difference in helping people get where they want to get and do the things that they want to do. And honestly, if you're not too careful, you really could learn something. But in addition to those things, there's yet one more event I want to tell you about. And I really hope that you can check it out. I hope you can benefit from it by being a part of it. I don't have all the details. I'm just going to say, just like, be on the lookout. Coming event called Clear Vision, seeing it before it's there. Dr. Brian Champion and myself will be in the forefront of this event / workshop / we're just tweaking it a bit / a few other things. And we really want to bring it home so that you can get a lot out of it, as far as, what is it that you need? What's holding you back? And what do he and I bring to the table that can make a difference in you getting the upper hand on a jump start for your future? That's what it's really all about. It's not about a lot of other things, but it's about finding the resources or being plugged into a place or a person or a thing that can help you get what you want. It's not for everybody. It's only for those that are looking for something special. And you don't need the fluff. You don't need the huff. You just want to find out what you need to find out. So again, back to today. It's always something is our topic. And the reason why that topic stands is because it literally is always something. That's number one. And number two, if you're as old as I am, or maybe even half as old as I am, you have heard this phrase being thrown around a lot, right? By the elders, those in church or those in the workplace. It's always something. As soon as you get finished taking care of one thing, it's something else. And that's true. I've heard it. And I know it's one of those phrases or terms that, it seems like it's never gone anywhere. And now that I've gotten even older, I find myself saying it from time to time. But it is an old saying, but it's a real saying. And I think the reason why people say it is because it's real. I mean, you got people, you got circumstances, and then you got us. So I want to break that down. I want to unpack that a little bit, because a lot of times we don't really realize. We think we're the only ones, or we think the world's coming down on us because of whatever, right? And it may, but there's a way of looking at it that you can probably get more out of it. So this is where the pen and pad comes in, because I may say something that really you can resonate with, that resonates with you, or something that's gives you reason for pause. I'll put it like that. So, for example, as it relates to people, sometimes we have the wrong people around us. Let's just keep it real. Sometimes we simply have the wrong people around us. Now, you may not always know it, I get that, but it's still a fact of the matter. Either we have the wrong people around us or we ourselves are around the wrong people. Because a lot of times when you're around people that are not ambitious, they are not motivated, they're not inspired to do more or to have anything special in their lives, well, they say birds of a feather flock together. So we become of the same mindset. We develop the same work ethic or the same energy, and we have the same get up and go, which is usually very minimal, right? And that's just real. So write that down and think about it. We're around the wrong people, you know? Now, number two, write this down. There's going to be a lot of points today. You don't have to write them all down. Just relate to what you can identify with. Sometimes you're too open. You're open to everybody. Now, that's the cousin of the first thing, but it's a fact, meaning you're talking too much about everything. You're telling everything to everybody about everything. And sooner or later, you may be viewed as a person that's full of crap, or you may be viewed as a person that talks too much, or you may be viewed as a person that talks about any and everything, yet you're not doing anything with all that which you know. And that's not necessarily good because all that which you know can really be beneficial to you if you open your mind to it. This is why I say the right mindset is all you need. I can tell you stories upon stories how, I was out in the wilderness, meaning out in the world, and just trying to get it right, trying to figure it out. But the people I was around were the wrong people. So here I am asking questions and yapping, and I'm really spinning my wheels because I'm doing it in the wrong places. And that did not serve me. And again, I was so open, but I was open to all of the wrong people, and that's just the fact of the matter. You can't tell everybody everything you know or tell everybody everything about you, and when you do that, you know, someone's opinion of you doesn't have to make or break you. And they do say that when you tell someone, when you, how does the phrase go? When you buy someone's opinion, you buy their lifestyle. And that means you buy into the way they think, the way they live, the things that they do. And sometimes that can be very hazardous because we're stunting our own growth. So that's the thing about the people. I talked about people. I'm going to tell you about the circumstances, and then I'll tell you the direct role that we play. So right now, I want to talk about circumstances. Um, are you really prepared for life? Now, I don't know you. I don't know who's listening. I don't know who relates or identifies. But if you're really not prepared for life, the truth of the matter is you may be walking the path in life and doing your thing, living life on life's terms, but going about it the wrong way. Now, what do you mean, Charles, going about it the wrong way? Meaning that your philosophy of life may be based on some of the wrong or not the best set of circumstances, morally, financial, all that. You just may really not be prepared for life because there are certain rules which you don't have to abide by them, but it will determine what you get out of this thing called life, right? And I have to ask you, what are you doing? This is all a part of the circumstances. What are you doing? In fact, what are you not doing? Because, see, if it's always something, when do you ever ask yourself, what's the role that I play in this thing called life? Why did I find that, I don't have the revenue? Or why do I find that my heart's always being broken? Or why do I find that I'm always alone? Or why do I find that I'm always around, I hate to call people losers, but people that are not about anything? Because, see, I understand that life isn't all about just making money. sometimes the purpose, the actual purpose in life, money cannot compare to that, because there's a fulfillment that you receive, that you feel, that you embody. But yet, if you don't receive or experience that fulfillment, it can all seem like it's worthless. So you have to ask yourself, what are you doing or what are you not doing? And I think that's a very important uh, thing to consider. And then, almost like, are you prepared for life? Finally, number three, with circumstances, how are you living? Are you an honorable person? Are you an angry person? How are you living? Are you morally sound? How are you living? And like I said, I would love to engage you. If you have comments, please post your comments, whatever you feel. I'd love to discuss them with you. But the truth of the matter is, whether you post your comments or not, you have to face yourself. And that's a very important question. And this is part of the reason why I say, write down the things that resonate with you, and it's all about mindset. I speak about mindset. A lot of times it's so simplistic, yet it can be very challenging, and, again, I do want you to take notes. I do want you to write down what resonates with you. I do want your engagement, your comments, your questions, etc. But it's so much more to life than just that. And you have to understand that. So consider how you're living. Consider,
Hey, folks, Sir Charles
are
Carey.
you
Welcome
really
to
doing the
another.
things that you really want to do? Are you in that space that you want to be in? And if you are, great. But if you're not, maybe you need to quiet yourself down for a day, for two, or day or two, or for a period of time, and ask yourself, what do I want out of life? You know, that's really very important. So now I want to talk about us, the third part in the whole. It's always something, right? Talk about the fact that there are three aspects, and I've already discussed um, the people. How that relates to things popping up. It's always something, right? Well, what about the people? And I broke that down to you, and then I talked about the circumstances, and then I broke that down to you. And the thing is that a lot of times we're quick to point the finger at other people when things don't go right in our lives. So when you ask a question or you make the statement, it's always something. What about us? What's the thing that you're doing, like I said, or not doing, right? Well, what type of decisions do you make? Are they sound decisions? Are they decisions that yield, positive results? Are they questionable? Do you move too quickly when you're making these decisions that affect your life, and maybe inadvertently it affects the people around you, people that live with you, your family, right? Children, etc., etc. You have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, do I really make good decisions? Number two, about us, right? How honest are you with yourself? Don't get it twisted. Those are two different things. Looking at your decision making is one thing, but looking at how honest you are with yourself. Because if you put yourself in bad situations, you can't always point your finger at other people and say, they did this, they did that. If you're honest with yourself, you know when you're messing up. You know when you're causing or wreaking havoc in your own life. And if you're not doing what you should do or could do, you can always try to be better. You can always try to talk to someone. You can always try to relate to someone that seems to, or that actually does, have it all together. I think with this whole state of the world today, a lot of times we feel good about ourselves. We're doing selfies and, all this and that, and we're all excited. But we also have another side when we're really anxious and we're not feeling like we matter that much because someone else has their time to shine, and maybe the limelight is not on us. Well, newsflash, the limelight's not always going to be on us. And it's okay to fall into different temporary emotions or experience different emotions because it's normal sometimes to wonder, am I good enough? And then, later on you say to yourself, yeah, I was tripping. I'm just having a moment. I know what I do. I'm good at what I do. I enjoy my life. You can't live someone else's life. Like the phrase goes, why are you trying so hard to fit in when it's obvious you're designed to stand out? So my last point is, I think the best thing for us to do is to be as disciplined or as focused as you can. And I know that's easier said than done, but here's the rub. In order for you to be disciplined, if you know you need discipline, or if someone's told you that you need discipline, in order to be disciplined or focused, you really have to find something that you want. For example, myself right now, I do a couple of things, and I do the couple of things that I do have different legs to it, different parts to it. So I really have to stay on top of myself because sometimes I don't feel like doing them completely. But if I expect a good return, I must do these things completely. So if I lose momentum, it's my fault. I have to accept it and own it. So when you find something you really love, I suggest it's best to dial in completely to hopefully one good thing. One good thing. Because if you can dial into that one good thing, and you learn all the nuances, all the ins and outs about that one thing, there's a good likeliness that you're going to do well. You're going to actually do well because there's no distractions with other things, and you're so dialed in deep with that one thing that you can, really command that space. And then, like I say, after about whatever period of time, you can become a subject matter expert. Most people say after 10,000 hours of doing a thing, you can become an expert or a professional. Well, the point is, doing one thing really sometimes shows your passion, and it really puts you in a better space, to use your time better and be focused and be disciplined and all those types of things. So, there's a lot I could share with you, a lot more, but I think I've gone over a little further than I really wanted to. And I just really hope that you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I hope I've said something to give you reason for pause. And, you can always check out any of the tools and resources that we have. Again, save money, get resources from me or some of my other colleagues. But regardless to what you do something positive, do something forward moving versus the same old. Because if you do the same thing over and over again, you know the definition. That's a definition of insanity. And I always say having the right mindset is the answer. And the cure for your life, it does start with you. But you do have to radiate the brain and change the game. And please subscribe to the channel. Check us out. We have a lot of videos that deal with this type of subject matter, and we want you to be a part of our tribe. And check out all the upcoming events and options you have to be a part of what we're doing. Hey, folks, Sir Charles Carey, welcome to another episode of Desktop Discussion.